Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to take the time to present a special presentation to a Vermont and a Green Mountain Wrestling legend. First, I would like to introduce to you the gentleman hosting the presentation, Green Mountain Wrestling owner, Adam Lash.
Always nice to see the Memory Museum leave the ring. But it's also nice to see the owner, the boss man, coming down here, Adam Lash, making his way down to the ring. Dark Diane handed off the microphone, and this is shaping up to be a special moment, folks. Let's see what the boss has to say.
Hello, everybody. I'm Adam Lash. I'm the promoter of Green Mountain Wrestling. Thank you all for coming. It means a lot to all of us. I'll make this quick. Some of you might be old enough to remember a period when Vermont wrestling was pretty vibrant. There was a lot of different small promoters all over the state until around the mid-'80s when the World Wrestling Federation started running. And for about 10 years, the WWF started running in Vermont and was running shows, but in the mid-'90s, they kind of stopped. And with it, Vermont professional wrestling kind of stopped. That was until a man named Gary Langevin started Green Mountain Wrestling in 1996. And Gary, in a dark period for Vermont professional wrestling, ran wrestling events in Newport and Lyndonville during what would otherwise have been kind of a dark period for Vermont professional wrestling. And in fact, I was a 13-year-old kid when I first started going to Green Mountain Wrestling shows, and thanks to Gary, I was able to become a part of the company. And if it hadn't been for Gary, I wouldn't have had a career in wrestling, and certainly tonight would not be happening. Well, Gary ran Green Mountain Wrestling for about 7 years, but eventually life and other things started to kind of take away from wrestling, and he stopped running. About 20 years later, as my travels in wrestling around the country kind of slowed down, I decided I was going to bring back Green Mountain Wrestling. And by chance, we had this event here tonight in Gary's old stomping grounds, and I thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to bring out Gary, who hasn't been to many wrestling events in the last 20 years, and thank him for not only what he has done for me, but countless other people in living their dreams. So I would love to have Gary come down and accept this award for his contributions to Vermont professional wrestling. Thank you very much. Who wants to hear a couple of words from Gary?
Absolutely, and thank you, Adam. As Adam was explaining to you guys, about 20 years back, from 1996 to the early 2000s, 2002, 2003, I hosted Green Mountain Wrestling in Vermont. And speaking to Adam, when Adam was going to relaunch that brand, the GMW brand, I asked Adam to do one thing, and that was respect the history of the brand and honor those 3 letters that mean so much to so many people, and that is GMW. Thank you, guys. And Adam's done exactly that. And there's a big history to live up to, with names like Curtis Slam Dog, The Mercenary, Ron Zombie, Brutal Bob Evans, Maverick Wild, Sonny Goodspeed, Mercedes Martinez, someone you know as Fandango. Many names have come through these 3 letters of GMW, and that continues with the shows that Adam is putting on, and that GMW name continues right here. And thank him as well for bringing it back and bringing pro wrestling back to Vermont. Absolutely an honor to be out here. Thank you very much for the plaque and the presentation, Adam. And I just wish that you are able to continue that success here with Green Mountain Wrestling, and much success will continue. We'll be able to have more shows up in this area, as well as other locations.
Oh no. Oh no, come on! Get these guys out of here. Don't ruin this.
By how many wins I have under my belt, you might as well call me the owner of Green Mountain Wrestling.
Somebody cut the mic. I'm tired of these guys already. Memory Museum out here. Joe Krule with a microphone.
You're better off being the owner of my butt.
What?
And as the owner of my butt, then you better prepare to kiss it.
I've had it. Somebody come out here and get rid of these guys. Memory Museum. Oh, there we go. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Ultimate Power's out here. Mullet Man. Jobs. Joe Krule up on the shoulders of Jobs. Jobs NATO. Making sure they regret their decision to come out here at all. They claim that they've got the top spot for the tag team titles. Well, this team thinks differently. Off the ropes, Mullet Man with the leg drop. And Gary Langevin with a stunner. Memory Museum completely decimated. Thanks to Gary Langevin and the Ultimate Powers. What a beautiful moment for the family and friends of Gary Langevin to see his daughters Abigail and Ruth are here to see his father Paul, who is Green Mountain Wrestling's original commissioner. Hell, Marvin Minkler, the original GMW ring announcer, is here. All this get to see the man who paved the way for us. Great to see it, folks. Don't go far. Plenty more action to come from Green Mountain Wrestling.